Hey everybody, today I'm headed up to McCall, Idaho, which is about a 2.5 hour drive and really looking forward to the snow. It's actually my first time I've driven up there in the Tesla and I'm getting the car all warmed up and ready to hit the road. I'm headed up to do a family photo shoot. Because it's my first time up there and there's no Tesla supercharger, I made sure to rent an Airbnb with a level 2 charger and brought my adapter with me. There was tons of snow and the Tesla did phenomenal in the snow. These friends were staying in the beautiful cabin with tons and tons of snow. As you can see, it's everywhere. From there, I spent some time in McCall as I figured I might as well make a trip of it. And once I arrived at the Airbnb, everything looked good. I was excited to spend the night there and have a little peace and quiet. When I went to plug in the car, it wouldn't take a charge. I tried about 3 or 4 times and even found the fuse box above the charger and reset the fuse, and it still wasn't doing anything. So I went ahead and did some research on this specific juice box charger and found that there are many negative reviews about it and it not working consistently. I, of course, reached out to the host of the Airbnb and they tried to reset the charger from their app, but nothing seemed to work. And because I only had about 70 miles worth of range, I knew I wouldn't be able to sleep until I got something figured out for the trip back to town the next day. I searched on multiple apps and even tried to find a charging solution. I drove 10 minutes down the road and that charger didn't end up working. So I looked around again and found another one that was about 15 minutes away. The entire time I had thought that somehow my adapter was faulty, which is why it wasn't working at the Airbnb. And I finally got it to work at the ski resort and was super happy. Now, because it was so far away from where I was staying, there was no way I could walk back to sleep in the Airbnb that I paid for. And I knew that I needed to charge overnight in order to get home the next day. So luckily, I happened to have an inflatable sled in the back and decided to try out camp mode for the first time since I was basically stranded there. Camp mode is great because even if you aren't plugged in and charging, you simply set the temperature and it takes about 1% of battery per hour. Obviously depends on the temperature outside, but really not too bad. In this case, it took the juice directly from the charger and I was able to sleep comfortably at about 74 degrees. I say comfortably, obviously I was sleeping on an inflatable sled, but it is what it is. I figured might as well sleep there so that I can get the battery charged overnight to have enough range for the next day. Although not an ideal situation, I would recommend. I was able to sleep somewhat comfortably. And the most important thing is that it was warm, 74 degrees, while I also got the battery charging overnight. Ironically, it also snowed the entire night. When I woke up, I was surrounded by 6 or 7 snow plows. They were there at about 5 in the morning. And so I was grateful to have the range I needed to be able to make it back home that day. Of course, after the fact, I got in touch again with the host and told them, hey, it was not my faulty adapter, and demanded a refund since I wasn't even able to sleep at the Airbnb and had to sleep in my car instead. I now have several backup plans that I carry around in my frunk in case I ever need to get creative again with charging or in case something doesn't actually work. So here's my regular Tesla adapter. I have an extension cord. I also have a campsite adapter to TT30, which helps me to be able to plug in case of emergencies or in case I'm actually camping at a campsite that has power. This is a better alternative to just having the regular wall outlet. But now I carry all of that with me just in case. I'd rather be safe than sorry. All in all, it worked out, but definitely not the most ideal first time using camp mode in the Tesla, but I'm grateful for the experience. And as you can see, was able to share this experience with you. Still loving the Tesla though.